My beloved child. Stop scrolling for a moment. This message did not find you by accident. There is something your heart has been waiting to hear, and if you leave now, you may miss the very words that were meant to reach you today. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. There is a reason your spirit feels different today. There is a reason your thoughts have been returning to the same person over and over again. While the world continued moving as if nothing had changed, something unexpected happened behind the scenes. The person you love looked at you, or remembered something about you, and in that single moment, the walls they spent so long building around their heart began to shake. No one around them understood what had happened. Not even they could explain it. They tried to continue their day. They smiled when others expected them to smile. They answered questions. They completed their responsibilities. Yet deep inside, something refused to become quiet. Don't skip. Because what happened next changed everything. For a long time they believed they could control their emotions. They convinced themselves that time would erase certain feelings. They told themselves they had become stronger than their own heart. But then, they noticed something in you. It wasn't your appearance. It wasn't your words. It wasn't something you tried to prove. It was the quiet strength you carried. It was the peace that remained even after difficult moments. It was the kindness you continued to show when no one was watching. That invisible light reached places inside them they believed had gone silent forever. And suddenly, everything they thought they understood about themselves began to fall apart. Stay till the end. Because something huge is waiting for you. The heart often hides behind pride. The mind creates excuses. Fear builds walls. But genuine affection has a way of finding every hidden doorway. The person you love tried to ignore what they were feeling. They looked away. They distracted themselves. They filled their schedule. Yet every attempt only made your memory return even stronger. It became impossible to explain. A simple thought of you interrupted their quiet moments. A familiar place reminded them of you. A song carried your memory. A small smile they once forgot suddenly became unforgettable. What surprised them most was not how often they remembered you. It was how deeply those memories began affecting them. That is when they realized something important. They had never truly let you go. Don't skip. Because the next part reveals why this moment feels different from every other moment before. Sometimes life allows people to walk separate paths for a season, not because the story has ended, but because both hearts are still growing. Growth often happens silently. No applause. No announcements. No audience. Only quiet transformation. And while you were becoming stronger in ways you could not even measure, someone else was slowly realizing the value they once overlooked. This realization did not happen overnight. It happened one memory at a time. One lesson at a time. One quiet moment after another. Until eventually, they could no longer pretend nothing had changed. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Imagine standing beside a calm lake. The surface appears peaceful. But beneath it, powerful currents continue moving. That is exactly what happened inside their heart. Outwardly, everything seemed normal. Inwardly, Everything had changed. Questions began filling their mind. What if I misunderstood them? What if I walked away too quickly? What if the person I've been searching for has been in front of me all along? Those questions became impossible to silence. The more they searched for answers, the more your presence returned. Even during ordinary days. Even during busy moments. Even when they expected to think about something completely different. You continued appearing inside their thoughts. Not because someone forced those thoughts, but because the heart remembers what truly matters. Don't skip. The most meaningful part of this message is still ahead. Sometimes people expect dramatic signs. Thunder. Fireworks. Extraordinary moments. Yet the greatest turning points often begin quietly. A single realization. A single conversation. A single decision. A single moment when someone finally stops running from the truth inside themselves. That moment is more powerful than many people realize. Because once truth enters the heart, it becomes very difficult to ignore. The person you love reached that moment. Not because someone pressured them. Not because someone convinced them. But because they could no longer deny what they genuinely felt. And when they stopped resisting, peace slowly replaced confusion. Hope quietly replaced fear. Clarity replaced uncertainty. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. There is another reason this message found you today. Sometimes we focus so much on another person's journey that we forget our own. You have also changed. You have become wiser. More patient. More compassionate. More understanding. Perhaps you do not notice these changes because they happen gradually. But they are visible. The strength you carry today is different from the strength you had before. That quiet confidence. That calm spirit. That gentle resilience. Those qualities speak louder than words ever could. They inspire people without demanding attention. And sometimes, they awaken feelings inside others they believed had disappeared forever. Don't skip. Because the ending of this message may become the beginning of a completely new chapter. Life has an unusual way of bringing clarity at unexpected moments. An ordinary morning. A quiet evening. A simple memory. An unexpected encounter. Often, the smallest moments carry the greatest meaning. So today, do not rush. Do not lose hope. Do not believe every fear that whispers inside your mind. Continue becoming the person you were always meant to be. Continue choosing kindness. Continue choosing patience. Continue choosing faith. Because the strongest stories are rarely written all at once. They unfold one page at a time. One lesson at a time. One courageous step at a time. And perhaps, without even realizing it, the person you love has already begun writing the next page alongside you in their heart. If this message encouraged you today, take a quiet moment to reflect on the hope it carries. Remember this above all: true strength shines through peace. Genuine kindness leaves lasting impressions, and every meaningful journey unfolds in its own perfect season. Don't skip the blessings that are quietly unfolding around you. Stay till the end of your own story. Because something huge is waiting for you. A quiet truth is beginning to rise, and this is where everything becomes even more unexpected. Don't skip, because what you are about to hear explains why the person you love could no longer keep their emotions under control. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. For a long time, they believed they could hide everything behind a calm expression. They convinced themselves that silence was easier than honesty. Every smile they gave the world became a shield, every busy day became another excuse to avoid facing what was happening inside their heart. But no matter how carefully they hid their feelings, one simple thought about you kept returning stronger than before. It happened when they least expected it. They saw a quality in you that could never be copied by anyone else. It was not something expensive. It was not something loud. It was not something the world usually celebrates. It was your quiet sincerity. The way you remained kind even after disappointment. The way you continued moving forward without demanding recognition. The way your heart refused to become cold, even when life gave you reasons to give up. That quiet strength reached them more deeply than they ever imagined possible. Don't skip. Because this is where the story begins to change. They suddenly started remembering moments they had almost forgotten. Conversations that once seemed ordinary suddenly felt priceless. A smile they barely noticed before now replayed endlessly in their thoughts. Even your smallest acts of kindness became impossible for them to ignore. They realized something that surprised them. The things they once overlooked had become the very things they admired most. And that realization filled their heart with emotions they could no longer explain. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. The more they reflected, the more they understood that genuine connection cannot be replaced. They looked around at everything happening in their life, yet nothing brought the same sense of peace they experienced whenever your memory appeared. Instead of running from those feelings, they finally became still. In that quiet moment, they admitted something to themselves for the very first time. I never stopped caring. Those words echoed silently within them. No audience heard them. No one applauded. But inside their heart, everything changed. That single realization broke down walls that had stood for far too long. They stopped pretending that your absence meant nothing. They stopped convincing themselves that they had already moved on. Because deep inside, the truth had already won. Don't skip. The next part reveals why this emotional breakthrough is leading them toward a decision they never thought they would make. Every day since that realization, your presence has felt closer to them, not because of coincidence, but because their heart has finally become honest with itself. The fear that once controlled them is slowly losing its power, while hope quietly grows stronger with each passing moment. Continue believing that meaningful things often happen when no one expects them. Stay patient. Stay hopeful. And above all, stay till the end. Because something huge is waiting for you. Everything became unmistakably clear after what happened next. The silence they had been hiding behind could no longer protect them, because every passing day brought another reminder of you. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. At first, they tried to convince themselves that these emotions would eventually disappear. They believed that if they stayed busy enough, worked hard enough, or focused on other responsibilities, their heart would finally become quiet. But the opposite happened. The busier life became, the louder your memory grew. Every sunrise reminded them that another day had passed without saying what they truly felt. Every peaceful evening made them wonder what your day had been like. Every unexpected pause filled their thoughts with questions that had no easy answers. What are they doing right now? Are they happy? Do they ever think about me? Those questions returned again and again, refusing to leave. Don't skip. Because what happened after this surprised even them. One ordinary day, someone casually mentioned your name. To everyone else, it was just another conversation. But inside them, it felt as though time had stopped. Their heartbeat changed. Their attention became completely focused. They tried to remain calm, pretending it meant nothing. Yet their eyes revealed what their words refused to admit. In that single moment, they realized how deeply your presence still lived within their heart. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. That realization opened a door they had kept locked for far too long. Instead of running from their emotions, they finally allowed themselves to remember everything. The conversations that made them smile. The moments when your kindness appeared exactly when it was needed. The quiet encouragement you gave without expecting anything in return. The hope you carried even during uncertain times. Suddenly, those memories no longer felt like the past. They felt alive. They felt meaningful. They felt like unfinished chapters waiting to be completed. Don't skip. The story is becoming even more powerful. As the days passed, something else began changing. Their fear slowly lost its grip. The excuses that once seemed convincing no longer made sense. The walls they had built around their hearts started crumbling one by one. For the first time in a long while, they asked themselves a different question. What if I stop hiding? That single thought frightened them. But it also filled them with unexpected peace. Because honesty always brings freedom. And deep inside, they knew they could no longer pretend that your place in their heart had disappeared. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Even the smallest reminders became meaningful. A familiar place. A favorite song. A simple smile from someone else that reminded them of yours. Everything seemed to whisper the same message. Some connections never truly fade. They finally understood that real admiration is not built on perfect moments. It grows through sincerity, patience, forgiveness, and quiet faith. Those were the very qualities they had begun seeing in you more clearly than ever before. Now, instead of asking whether their feelings were real, they were asking themselves what they should do next. That question has become impossible for them to ignore. Don't skip. Because the next part reveals the decision forming inside their heart, a decision that could change the direction of this story forever. Until then, continue walking forward with confidence, keep your heart filled with kindness, and remember that the strongest journeys often unfold one quiet step at a time. Stay till the end. Because something huge is waiting for you. The moment they had been avoiding finally arrived, and nothing inside them could return to the way it was before. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. For days, they carried the same questions wherever they went. They tried to push them aside, but every attempt only made those thoughts return with greater strength. It was no longer just about remembering you. It had become about understanding why your presence continued bringing peace to a heart that had once felt so uncertain. They began noticing something remarkable. Whenever life became overwhelming, their thoughts naturally found their way back to you. Not because they were searching for an escape, but because your memory reminded them of hope. That realization caught them completely off guard. Stay till the end. Because the biggest turning point is still ahead. One quiet evening, they finally stopped arguing with their own heart. They sat in complete silence, letting every emotion rise without trying to hide it. For the first time, they admitted that pretending had become far more exhausting than telling themselves the truth. The truth was simple. Your kindness had left a lasting mark. Your patience had inspired them. Your quiet strength had shown them what genuine character looks like. And no matter how much time had passed, those qualities only became more meaningful. Don't skip. Something huge is waiting for you. As they reflected on everything, another realization appeared. They had spent so much time focusing on fear that they had forgotten to notice how much they had grown. They were no longer the same person who once hesitated. Life had taught them valuable lessons. Every challenge had given them greater wisdom. Every disappointment had shown them the importance of honesty. Every quiet season had prepared them to appreciate what truly matters. And somehow, every lesson pointed back toward you. Stay till the end. Because the story is about to take another unexpected turn. From that day forward, they started paying closer attention to the small moments around them. Acts of kindness reminded them of your heart. People who encouraged others reminded them of your spirit. Moments of peace reminded them of the calm they always associated with you. Without realizing it, they had begun seeing the world differently. Not through fear. Not through regret. But through gratitude. That change surprised even them. Because gratitude has a way of opening doors that worry never can. Don't skip. The next part is where everything begins coming together. Soon, they understood that some opportunities should never be ignored simply because they require courage. A sincere heart deserves honesty. A meaningful connection deserves appreciation. A story that still carries hope deserves another chance to be written. Those thoughts became stronger every single day. What once felt impossible now seemed within reach. The uncertainty that had followed them for so long was slowly giving way to quiet confidence. Deep inside, they knew they could no longer remain exactly where they were. A new chapter was waiting. A decision was forming. And with every passing day, they felt themselves moving closer to it. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Until the next chapter unfolds, continue walking with patience, keep choosing kindness over fear, and never underestimate the quiet power of a sincere heart. Because the next part reveals the choice they are preparing to make, a choice that could change everything. What happened after that was impossible to ignore, and even they realized there was no turning back anymore. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Every new morning brought the same feeling. It was no longer confusion. It was no longer uncertainty. It was clarity. The kind of clarity that quietly settles into the heart after a long season of questions. For the first time, they stopped asking themselves whether their feelings were real. Instead, they began asking a different question. What am I going to do about them? That single question followed them everywhere. During quiet moments. During busy hours. Even when they were surrounded by other people. Your presence remained close within their thoughts. Stay till the end. Because what happened next changed the direction of their heart. They started looking back, not with regret, but with gratitude. They remembered the moments when you encouraged others without expecting praise. They remembered your patience when life became difficult. They remembered your calm spirit when everything around you seemed uncertain. Those memories became brighter than ever before. They finally understood that true strength is not loud. It is gentle. It is steady. It is faithful. And those were the very qualities they had been searching for all along. Don't skip. Something huge is waiting for you. As these realizations grew stronger, something else began to disappear. Fear. The fear that once kept them silent slowly lost its power. The excuses they had repeated for so long no longer felt convincing. Every reason to stay hidden became smaller than the desire to be honest. That inner change surprised them. Because courage rarely arrives all at once. It grows quietly. One decision. One realization. One hopeful thought at a time. And now courage was becoming stronger than hesitation. Stay till the end. Because the biggest moment is drawing closer. One evening, while reflecting on everything that had happened, they made a quiet promise to themselves. They promised they would no longer allow fear to write the next chapter of their story. They promised they would stop running from what their heart already knew. They promised that if the right opportunity appeared, they would meet it with honesty instead of silence. No one else heard those promises. But heaven heard the sincerity within them. And from that moment forward, peace slowly replaced the burden they had carried for so long. Don't skip. Because the next revelation is even more powerful. Meanwhile, something beautiful continued happening within you as well. Without realizing it, your quiet faith, your compassion, and your steady heart continued shining brighter. You were growing in ways that could not always be seen on the outside. Your strength was becoming deeper. Your patience was becoming wiser. Your hope was becoming stronger. Sometimes the greatest transformations happen silently, where only heaven can see them. And those silent changes often prepare people for moments they never expected. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. The person you love has now reached a place where pretending no longer feels possible. They know their heart has changed. They know your influence has left a lasting impression. They know that some connections are too meaningful to ignore forever. Now only one step remains. One choice. One moment of courage. One opportunity to let honesty speak louder than fear. And that moment is closer than they ever imagined. Don't skip. Because the next part reveals the decision that could open the door to an entirely new chapter, a chapter filled with hope, healing, and a future they never thought was possible. Stay till the end. Because something huge is waiting for you.